There are seasons in life when your soul is burdened with questions. When you look around and wonder why certain doors remain shut, why opportunities seem far off, and why others appear to be advancing while you wait. But hear this from the depths of the heart. God has already selected your door. There's no need to be afraid. You don't need to stay awake at night wondering if you've missed your moment. You don't have to be anxious, fearing that you've fallen behind. God, in His limitless wisdom and endless mercy, knows exactly which door has your name on it. Long before the world began, He authored your story. Every step, every scene, every chapter was penned with a love that stretches deeper than the seas, and a knowledge far beyond our understanding. You're not wandering aimlessly. You are not overlooked. You are not lost. Even when everything feels still, even when progress seems invisible, heaven is moving in secret. Doors are being shaped, paths are being aligned. Your future is unfolding in ways you cannot yet perceive. The world teaches us to hustle, grind, and push our way through. But God's way whispers something else. Be still and know that I am God. His way tells us to trust Him with all our heart and not rely on our limited insight. His promise says, I have plans to prosper you, not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. God's timing doesn't move by our clocks. His pace isn't set by our urgency. And though it may seem slow to you, it's perfectly timed in heaven's schedule. Every door that shut in your face wasn't punishment, it was protection. Every reroute wasn't an error, it was divine redirection. Sometimes God closes doors because what's on the other side isn't for your good. Sometimes His no is actually preparing the way for a better yes. And sometimes He asks you to wait because what He's building is far beyond what you imagined. We often assume delays are denials, but in God's hands a delay is often the signal that something far greater is approaching. And when the right door opens, you'll understand the wait. You'll see why the other doors stayed shut. You'll realize the heartbreaks were covered in mercy. What God has prepared for you is so uniquely designed, so custom fit to who you are and who you're becoming, that no one else can walk through it but you. No one else can wear what was meant for you. No one else can fill your role. And even if you're tempted to compare your journey to others, know this: comparison lies. God isn't tracking your progress by someone else's timeline. He's not grading your journey against theirs. His path for you is one of a kind. The door He prepared will swing open at the precise moment it's supposed to. And when it does, it will far surpass anything you tried to force on your own. Some of you are still knocking on doors God already closed. You're clinging to relationships He removed. You're chasing dreams He asked you to surrender, and it hurts because you thought that was your only shot. But listen carefully, if it was your door, it wouldn't have shut. If it was your blessing, you wouldn't have had to beg. God doesn't tease His children. He doesn't dangle hope in front of you only to snatch it away. Every no was to guard the yes that's on its way. Every wound was preparing your heart to hold the joy that's coming. You don't need to twist things into place or control every outcome. What God has set apart for you is protected by His hand. What He's preparing has your name etched into it, and it won't pass you by. No enemy can take it. No misstep can void it. No delay can undo it. Trust the hand that's leading you, even when you can't see the way. Trust the heart that loves you too deeply to let you settle for anything less than His best. Some doors you longed for would have brought you confusion and sorrow. Some chances you mourned would have led you far from your purpose. What felt like a setback was often just a setup for something better. God's no is just as loving as His yes. His closed doors speak of care just as much as His open ones do. You have been chosen. You have been called. You have been set apart. And the one who called you is faithful to complete what He began. He is not a man that He should lie or change His mind. If He said there's a door for you, you can rest assured it's already yours. Don't look back in regret. Don't dwell on what you wish you could redo. God's plans are not derailed by your past. His purpose isn't fragile or dependent on your perfection. It's held steady by His grace. Even your missteps, your failures, and your detours are being woven into the tapestry He's creating. You're not responsible for finding or forcing the door. Your part is simply to stay faithful. Keep praying. Keep believing. Keep obeying. Keep trusting. The door will find you when you are ready to step through it, and when that moment comes, everything you've walked through will make sense. When God opens your door, you won't be able to claim the credit. It'll be obvious it was His favor, His strength, His divine hand. People will see your life and know it was God who did this. And you won't boast in your greatness. You'll testify of His faithfulness. You don't need to worry about the door designed for you. It's secure. It's protected. Even now, heaven is arranging conversations, aligning timing, shifting pieces into place. Angels are being dispatched. Resources are being gathered. People you haven't met are being positioned to bless you, to walk with you into the promise God has spoken. It might not happen today, it might not happen tomorrow, but when the time is full, it will happen. And when it does, you'll look back and understand why you had to wait. You'll see that God wasn't being harsh. He was being intentional. He wasn't withholding. He was building. He wasn't ignoring you. He was investing in you. Don't mistake silence for absence. Don't confuse waiting with being forgotten. He is nearer than you know, more involved than you realize, more committed to your future than you can grasp. He is working all things together, even the confusing things, for your good. You are standing at the edge of something greater than anything you've ever known. You are closer to your breakthrough than you've ever been. The door God has chosen isn't just a blessing, it's a divine mission. It's not just about you receiving, it's about you becoming a blessing. Your life is meant to reflect His kindness, His mercy, His faithfulness. So lift your head, strengthen your heart, stand firm in faith, let hope awaken again, let expectation rise. You are not forgotten. You are not behind. You are right on time for the door God has crafted just for you. And when that door opens, step through with boldness, step through with thanksgiving, step through knowing it was never your effort, it was always His grace. Step through with confidence, trusting that the same God who opened the door will keep you on the other side. You may not have all the answers, but you know the one who does. You may not see the full map, but you know the one who holds it. You may not feel ready, but He's been preparing you all along. Trust Him, rest in Him, lean into Him. Before your first breath, before your first word, before your first dream, God had already chosen the door. Before you even knew what you would need, He had already made provision. Before you faced the challenge, He had already prepared the way. You are not drifting. You are not competing with time. The door marked for you was written by the hand of God, and no force in this world can keep it from you. No enemy can close it. No failure can disqualify you. What God has prepared carries your name, and it's being held by His power. You don't have to strive. You don't have to control. You don't have to wear yourself out trying to open doors that were never yours. In a world that constantly pushes you to hustle harder, to prove your worth, and to never stop striving, God's voice speaks a different truth. His message is not rooted in pressure. It's grounded in peace. It's anchored in trust. It's the steady assurance that you are already seen, already chosen, and already prepared for the door He's appointed for you. The constant grind the world demands only leads to exhaustion, but the trust God calls you into brings renewal and quiet strength. God never asked you to create miracles. He asks you to believe that He's already working, even when you can't trace His hand. You might look around and feel like you're falling behind, as if others have somehow gotten ahead of you. But what is divinely yours cannot be missed. His plans are not bound by human schedules or pressured by earthly deadlines. Delays don't shake Him. Detours don't stop Him. Your past mistakes don't cancel His promises. Every moment of waiting builds endurance. Every door that shuts increases your wisdom. Every no is just a divine setup for a far greater yes. You don't have to wear yourself out trying to make things happen. What God has set aside for you cannot be stolen, shattered, or slipped away. There's a deep calm that comes when you realize your future is secure in the hands of a faithful God. There's a strength that rises when you understand you're not alone in this fight to fulfill your purpose. The door God designed for your life is already aligned with your steps, or you are being guided straight to it. And when the moment is right, the two will meet. Until then, walk by faith, not by what you see. Trust even when the journey feels slow. Hold to His promises even when they feel far off. The path to your purpose isn't something you chase, it's something you enter as you follow His Spirit. So lift your head, let go of fear, and stand tall in the confidence that what is meant for you is already held in place by the one who holds all things together. No force can block His movement in your life. Sometimes a door closes so suddenly that you're left standing there stunned, confused, heartbroken, even angry. You wonder why something you longed for slipped through your hands. You replay the prayers, the efforts, the moments, trying to find the misstep. But understand this, when God shuts a door, it's never to punish, it's to protect. He closes what needs to stay closed, shielding you from paths that would derail your destiny or diminish your purpose. Even when it hurts, His closed doors are covered in mercy. He sees what you cannot. He knows the hidden dangers beneath appealing opportunities. He knows the relationships that would wound you, the ambitions that would trap you, and the comfort that would distract you from your calling. His view is eternal, His wisdom flawless, and because His love for you is unshakable, He refuses to let you settle for less than what He has designed. What feels like rejection is often divine redirection. Sometimes that slammed door wasn't even yours to open, and in grace, He intervened before you gave your heart to something that couldn't hold you. He steered you away before you laid foundations in places that wouldn't last. He closed it because something better is coming, something richer, something that leads to purpose, not just comfort, to growth, not just ease, something that draws you closer to Him. Yes, the pain is real, but so is the protection. Don't let the ache blind you to His care. Don't miss the divine covering because you're focused on the loss. Trust that every no is part of a higher yes. Trust that your destiny matters too much to be left to chance. Every closed door is a grace gate, keeping you from what was never yours to carry. And one day when you look back, you'll see it. You'll see the beauty in every unanswered prayer, the kindness in every detour, the love in every shut door. You'll see the hand of God guarding, guiding, and preparing you for what always belonged to you. Waiting. Few things test your spirit more. It tries your patience, your confidence, and your belief. When answers seem distant and silence stretches long, it's tempting to assume that God has forgotten, that maybe your moment has passed. But in God's kingdom, waiting is not punishment, it's preparation. The delay is not a denial, it's a process of development. In the unseen, God is working, shaping your heart, aligning the opportunity, and preparing the people who are part of your purpose. Rushing would ruin what patience can build. If He gave you everything you asked for right now, it might crush you instead of bless you. Some doors require a version of you that's still in progress. Some blessings demand deeper roots, stronger faith, and sharper discernment. The wait isn't because God is holding back. It's because He's setting things in divine order. Behind the curtain, He's aligning every detail, orchestrating every connection, building what you can't yet see. It might look like nothing is happening, but heaven is moving. God is never idle. Your prayers are not ignored. Your tears are not wasted. Your obedience is not unseen. Every time you trust, every time you choose faith over fear, you are sowing into something bigger than you know. What feels like silence is actually strategy. What feels like stillness is sacred movement. The danger is in settling. When waiting grows hard, you may be tempted to compromise, to push doors open with your own hands. But stepping outside of God's timing only leads to frustration. When you stay in step with Him, even in uncertainty, you stay in position for everything He has prepared. This season calls for unwavering trust. Faith that isn't moved by feelings, belief that holds firm even when it doesn't make sense. And when His time arrives, when the moment comes, what He brings will be worth every second, greater than you dreamed, fuller than you hoped, sweeter than you imagined. Soon enough, what you've been waiting for will arrive, and you'll realize it was never delay, it was design. God wasn't withholding, He was building a foundation strong enough to hold the weight of the blessing. And when it comes, you'll give Him all the glory, because you'll know it wasn't denial, it was divine preparation for something far greater. There is deep rest in knowing that you cannot miss what God has appointed for your life. You might stumble, you might wander, you might even fall, but His purpose stands. His plan is not fragile. His promise is not based on your perfection. Your calling is secured by grace, not performance. Even when you've drifted, even when you've doubted, His hand is still reaching. He knows the way back. Your detours were never news to Him. Before you got lost, He had already prepared the path home. God had already written your redemption into the story. Long before the setback, He had a comeback in motion. Your path may not be straight, but it is sacred. Every twist, every pause, every tear-soaked moment, none of it is wasted. Heaven weaves even your detours into purpose. The pain, the delay, the disappointment, they're not just moments of loss. They are moments of preparation, of transformation. You may see brokenness, but God sees blueprints. You may see time slipping away, but He sees wisdom gained. You may see failure, but He sees a foundation being poured, one that will carry the weight of future blessings. What the world says disqualifies you, God may use as your greatest qualification. Those scars you carry, they don't signal defeat. They're evidence of survival, proof that you're still standing, that grace is still moving, that His promises haven't expired. There is no misstep too far, no fall too deep, no sin too great that can erase what God has spoken over your life. What He declared will still come to pass. The right door, the right people, the right timing, it's already aligned. And when it comes, you'll know it wasn't your striving that made it happen. It was His mercy, His steady hand, His faithful heart, fulfilling promises made long before you even knew how much you'd need them. Your past doesn't have the final word. He does. So stop living under the weight of regret. Stop exhausting yourself trying to fix what only He can redeem. His purpose for you still stands. His favor is still flowing ahead of you. Your calling is still alive. You haven't missed your moment. You haven't lost your way. Everything he planned for you is still unfolding, step by step, moment by moment. What is meant for you will reach you, and when it does, you'll recognize his fingerprints all over it. You'll know this was God's doing from the very beginning. Worry is a heavy chain, wrapping around your heart, clouding your thinking. It sneaks in quietly, then settles like a storm, disturbing your peace, draining your strength, feeding your doubts. Doubts about your future, doubts about your worth, doubts about whether God is really listening. But while worry drags you down, trust lifts you up. God never called you to live under the weight of fear. He invites you to trust, completely, deeply, even when the way ahead is unclear. He doesn't promise the absence of problems, but he promises his presence through them. Trust doesn't require full understanding. It requires surrender. It says, I don't know the how, I don't know the when, but I do know you, and that's enough. It's choosing to believe that his heart for you is good, even when your world feels uncertain. It's shifting your focus from the unknown to the one who knows all. Trust isn't passive, it's a posture, a choice, a daily decision to cast your worries on the one who cares for you deeply. It means reminding your soul that God is the provider, not you. God is the protector, not you. God is the one holding your future, and he's not letting go. Trust silences panic. It turns worry into worship. It repositions your heart to hear his voice clearly. And yes, there will be days when your faith feels stretched, when worry knocks loud and fast. But those are the moments that shape your strength, that test your resolve, that reveal your foundation. Will you crumble, or will you stand? Will you trust when it's hardest to do so? Remember, God has never failed you before. He has come through again and again, not always the way you imagined, but always the way you needed. That same faithfulness covers your tomorrow. You don't have to exhaust yourself figuring everything out. Your role is to trust. His role is to move. Lay down the questions. Release the pressure. Silence the spiral of what-ifs. Trade it all for deep, fierce, immovable trust. Trust in the God who holds all time, all power, all wisdom. Trust that even when you can't see it, he's working, aligning every detail, opening doors no one can shut. And when the moment comes, when the time is right, it will come together with such precision, such beauty, such power, that you will know without a doubt it was worth every second of trust. A moment is coming when the very door God designed for you will open, and when it does, it will leave no room for question. You won't have to force it. You won't have to manipulate anything or prove yourself to get in. The timing will be undeniable. The opportunity will be unmistakably divine. It won't matter how long you waited. It won't matter how many people overlooked you. In one moment, divine favor can do what years of effort could not. The door God opens will carry his signature. The connections will be supernatural. The provision more than you hoped for. And your heart will know this wasn't luck, this wasn't effort, this was him. When God moves, he makes it clear. He doesn't whisper. He makes a statement. Even those who counted you out will have to step back and say, surely God has been with them. The fulfillment of your purpose won't just satisfy your soul. It will point others to him. You won't need to promote yourself. You won't need to push others aside to rise. The door will be custom built for you, not by human hands, but by heaven's design. It will require his strength to walk through, his wisdom to steward, and his spirit to sustain. And it will bear fruit that stretches far beyond your lifetime. When that door opens, it will redeem the years you thought were wasted. It will make sense of the tears, the silence, the unseen obedience. It will heal what was broken and breathe new hope into your heart. And through it all, he will be glorified. Not you, not your name, his. You'll enter not with pride, but with gratitude, because you'll know without a shadow of a doubt, had it not been for the Lord on your side, you wouldn't be standing where you are. So keep walking, keep trusting, keep sowing seeds in quiet obedience. Even when you don't see the harvest yet, keep going, because the door God has planned for you is like no other. It's marked with his favor, opened by his authority, and blessed by his hand alone. And when it opens, when heaven declares it's time, everything will change. And all you'll be able to do is fall to your knees, overwhelmed by the glory of the God who never left you, never forgot you, and never stopped working on your behalf.